Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for your daily dose of Dismal Disney.
Wow, there's not just Dismal Disney.
Well, we haven't done any Disney Parks videos in quite some time.
Yeah.
Much to the delight of people who take issue with the Disney Parks videos that we do, but that's okay.
Well, we were busy with Star Wars, so
busy with Star Wars. But we're gonna kind of check in on Disney World. Disney World is having all kinds of problems, and again, these problems, I believe, can be traced back to budget cuts and a lack of testing.
Yeah, I think, and trying to get things done in a crunch. I would agree with you.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Skyliner breaking down again.
Can I say something real quick, though?
Yeah.
It was really funny last night. I was watching this go down on Twitter in real time, as well as like the Rose Tico video you put up. I was literally eating popcorn and going between the things, checking it, and that dawned on me, oh my God, I'm sitting here eating a bowl of popcorn. Refreshing watching this stuff, and I had to admit that the me becoming a meme was kind of funny to me. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I could just see you like stuffing your face full of popcorn.
Stuffing like that. You make it like
you're like, oh yeah, these people are getting stuck in the Skyliner.
Popcorn. I'm like, oh my God, I'm watching this in real time go down, and I'm eating popcorn, and I was like, I'm a terrible person. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, as people got stuck on the Skyliners, and the Skyliner doors don't close. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the rise of the Resistance. The animatronics are broke already.
Well, they might have fixed them, have they? I don't know.
I don't know, but this is on top.
They keep going down. The Kylo Ren.
Yeah, the Kylo Ren and whatever the B mode they have for it was going down too. It's kind of a mess. This is on top of the ride being evacuated because it breaks down a lot. All the things that the people from Disney who came to us
and said
have been saying that it wasn't tested enough. It seems like it's happening. I do think that Disneyland's probably will roll out a little bit smoother because they'll know what to do in January. And then we're going to talk about the brand new luxury resort. The damn beds are breaking.
But before we get into all that, you probably need to say, hey, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. We are getting so close to 100,000. Please, please, please subscribe. Also, make sure you are still subscribed because people who have been subscribed keep reporting that they are unsubscribed for no reason. So check that out.
Oh, YouTube, doing some YouTube stuff. So let's talk about this Skyliner first.
Well, it's interesting. Actually, earlier today, that is not on this article, I don't believe, I was on a Disney fan board because, contrary to what some people think, I actually do like Disney stuff and I follow along. And it's also my job at piratesandprincesses.net. So anyway, I was on the board and the one person was on there talking about how they were on the Skyliner for 40 minutes and they were trapped earlier that day. And I'm like, okay, well, it's down again a little bit today, no big deal. And then that night, it happened again, and they were telling people to open the emergency kits. The riders were actually told to open the emergency kits because they were trapped on the Skyliner for a long time.
So we're talking it happened twice in one day.
I know of, yeah.
And one time was what, like 40 minutes or an hour?
Yeah, that was hours earlier than this.
Now this is on top of, now they've had intermittent problems with the Skyliner gondolas. If you remember, we did a couple of videos before about how people got stuck for 3 hours on the gondolas. No, this isn't as bad, but I'm seeing a pattern here that these things break down often. And I think as there's more wear and tear on them, they're going to continue to break down. But
in this case, they actually told the riders they could open the emergency kits. Now, not long after they said that, they actually got it moving again, I believe. Oh yeah, so here's some of the tweets. I mean, this is what I would do. Take pictures of it. Like you said, don't get the pee bag mixed up with the water bag.
Yeah, I was thinking we could do like the astronauts, and the drinking water could actually also be the urination bag.
Yeah, let's don't
maybe
do
there's a little filter in there or something that cleans that out. No.
So these are the tweets that were going on. The best part of my day, nearly having a full-blown panic attack as we were stuck on the Skyliner, one user tweeted. Disney has not confirmed the gondolas were down.
Okay.
It was unexpected downtime.
They don't, look, Disney, seriously, everybody's got a freaking cell phone. They like to hide this stuff, but it's like everybody's talking, everybody's tweeting, everybody's talking about getting stuck on something.
Yeah, and I mean, it's starting to be that this is actually more, it's a better chance of getting stuck on the Skyliner than the monorail, and that's saying something.
Yeah, we were stuck on the monorail for, what was it, about an hour?
Yeah, and many people have sense. And monorails, people have been yelling about wanting new monorails for a long time because they keep breaking, they smell of pee, and they're gross. Anyway,
they are gross.
Now the gondolas are breaking down as much, it seems, as the monorail. But the difference is the monorails are 30 plus years old.
Yeah, this is what's concerning. This is a brand new transportation system. They tested it for months. We're talking like they were running these things back in what, March or April?
We were there, I think, March of last year. Even it might have been February. I think it might have been February, and they were running them back and forth, and they kept running. We went to in March. We were there in April as well, and they were running them back and forth every single time. We got video of it because they were testing it, and then they tested it for a month or so with cast members. Maybe it's 3 weeks, cast members and stuff, and they opened it, and then immediately they had an issue. Yeah,
and that was within the first week of it opening, and look, we understand brand new attractions, brand new ride systems having problems.
It's expected.
To be fair, like we're going to talk about the rise of the Resistance here later. We don't talk a whole lot about Universal, but there are a hell of a lot of problems with the Hagrid coaster.
Oh yeah, heck, like 3 weeks before, a month before it opened, the rumor is, from people that worked there, was that when it was being tested, the cars actually flew off the tracks completely.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, I don't think that was supposed to be part of the ride.
People are getting electrocuted at Volcano Bay.
Yeah, new things have problems. Even old things have problems. But what's concerning me is the frequency of this happening. I mean, you can understand it happening here or there, but they're rolling out things so quickly that I don't think they're doing their due diligence at all times, making sure things where it should be, and especially with the hotels. We'll talk about that in a minute. They're cutting corners.
They are cutting corners.
They're working with so many different teams to get stuff done, different contractors that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and sometimes that's a problem. Magnetic tracks get laid upside down, have to be torn out of concrete. There's some problems here, and Disney. This isn't what Disney used to be. I mean, they had issues, but not like this.
Yeah, and people complain about Fantasyland taking so long to build. They're like, well, how come Universal can slap stuff up so quick? And Disney, it takes them forever. And I think Disney being under a microscope, being Disney, I think they honestly do take longer to put stuff together because they don't want the bad press. But in this case, all of the expansion they've been doing for the last year or two, it just seems like they're just slapping stuff up as quick as they can.
Fantasyland took a while to go up, but it wasn't having anywhere. Well, I mean, Mine Train wasn't open when it opened, but Mine Train has some problems here and there because it's a very advanced
here
system.
And there, but not
like this.
No, not
and
like this.
Then there's gonna be there's 2 new attractions coming next year and some restaurants we're gonna talk about in a little bit, which I'm actually excited for. I still would ride the Skyliner, but what I think is sad is, and I heard this from several people that are posting this, before I get on the Skyliner, I make sure I go to the bathroom. I make sure my phone is charged. I make sure if I'm hungry, I have a snack, because I don't know for sure how long I am going to be stuck on the Skyliner. And I'm hearing this from multiple people. It's pretty sad when before you go on the Skyliner, there's like everybody tells everybody else, go to the bathroom just in case you get stuck on the flipping Skyliner.
Oh my God, it could be worse. It could be like before you get on the Skyliner, make sure that you've got your will filled out and call your family and tell them that you love them.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, no.
I just want you to know, if I don't come back from the Skyliner trip, I love you.
No, it's not that bad. But
I'd call you.
Well, no,
I would.
But you call me before you go on the Skyliner and say that. You would do that, and I'd be here and you'd be there, and I'd panic. Because if you did that to me, I'd freak out. Like, oh my God, what's that? But anyway, which I can't say anything because I did that to my parents a couple times, and I'll tell you about that later. But people are actually telling, as one of their tips for the Skyliner is, go to the bathroom first and make sure your phones are charged. I mean,
they should just play the Haunted Mansion music as you get into it.
That's not funny, but it is. Now, why I joked about, I can't say anything is because when I was in college, 2 things happened. One, the dorm across from mine caught on fire. And I called my mom because I was going to go to a movie, and they weren't home, so they left a message saying, oh, hey, the dorm across from mine is on fire, but I'm going, and I think I said about going to the movie, but the message didn't all record.
Oh.
And all I heard was the dorm's on fire, and they couldn't get hold of me, and they were freaking out. Well, I went to the movie, so I didn't know they were calling me, because this is pre-cell phone. And then another time, I was working in the library. And the library, I worked in the basement area, and there was actually windows though that led, up and out. And as I'm sitting there, someone shoots the window, and a bullet goes whizzing past me. And I was like, "Oh, Mom, hey, guess what? I was working today in the library, and I almost got shot." And she's like, "What? What?" So I can understand why,
Yeah, and I can completely understand. It's so weird.
Rural
because,
Pennsylvania, rough neighborhood.
Yeah, it was a rough neighborhood. Man, those Amish are tough too.
Well, no, this is Indiana. Anyway, go ahead.
But okay, so more problems with the Sky. So it was down twice.
This is a story they did today after they were reporting on it yesterday.
Okay, so this is WW today. Again, look in the description for links to all these articles. Make sure you check out the sites.
Yeah, we're just going to mention a little bit what they said. And you can go look at the other stuff.
So they're having problems, but the damn doors don't shut.
Yeah, apparently some of them don't open or don't shut the whole way.
Well, that was like the monorail. People were riding, I think it was Monorail Red. Was it Monorail Red?
I don't remember. It was one of them, and the doors were open. Enough that someone could have fallen out.
Yeah.
I mean, not an adult, but like a child or something. And if you're on the monorail and it's really full, you have to stand, and a lot of times people stand by the doors.
I've leaned up against, I don't
but
do it
anymore.
anymore.
You're not supposed to, and it says, do not, whatever it says.
Yeah, well, I do a lot of things.
It's a message, and it says not to lean up on the doors.
I don't listen.
And you got in trouble from me.
I did, because, and I think it was before the door was open.
It was before.
Because I was like leaning against the door, checking my cell phone, and then like a couple weeks later, like, hey, remember how you're leaning on the door? Yeah, Monorail Red, the damn doors were open the whole time.
He also does this on the buses. If you've ever ridden the buses at Disney and they get really packed at the end of the day, he'll always go try to stand in that little stairwell by the back doors of the buses because he's out of the way.
I'm trying to be polite.
And he will lean against the door, and I'm like, what if the door mechanism breaks? You're just gonna fall right out under the bus.
It's Disney. Nothing bad can happen at Disney.
Like the bus are gonna go round and round right over Kneon.
But you'll get lifetime pass to Disney.
I don't care.
They'll probably give you a lifetime pass.
I'd rather have you than a lifetime pass to Disney.
Okay, but I'm just saying, that's a good way to get a lifetime pass.
No, it's not a good way to
Throw me under the bus.
No,
okay.
You're just, what is with you? Like, that's not, don't tell people that. That's just not cool.
It's dismal Disney.
It's not. Okay. Just stop. Anyway.
I will try not to die the next time we go to Disney
World. I'm
World.
Scared and worried. I'm legitimately scared something's going to happen to you. Jinx yourself now.
No. It's Disney. Nothing bad happens there.
Well, you might jinx yourself for here.
And even if something bad happens, they won't talk about it.
That's probably true.
So, anyway, yeah, the doors don't shut. So, I'm like, I don't understand when they had, months to test these things.
Right.
What the hell?
The doors are already not shutting?
Yeah.
And they're new.
We're talking, 2-3 months now? I mean, this is not a good sign. I know, I think it was Bob Gurr, Imagineer Bob Gurr, I saw. Somebody had a clip on Twitter. I think it might have been Blog Mickey or Mickey Views. One of those. Anyway, they asked Bob what he thought of.
I think it was Mickey Views.
I think it was Mickey Views. And they asked him what he thought of the Skyliner, and he just like went and just walked away and wouldn't even answer the question.
Well, no, he did answer it later, I think, but not in a roundabout way.
He wasn't very happy about it. Let's put it that way.
A lot of people think they should have fixed the monorails first.
Yes, I completely agree. That's supposed to be coming too, because they said they cut back on that theater to
well, Tokyo Disney just got some new monorails, so come on.
Yeah, so yeah, the doors aren't shutting, the things are breaking down. Another day. Another day in the Magic Kingdom.
Okay. Little backstory for those who don't know. So Disney took Caribbean Beach Resort and cut a bunch of it out to make this new DVC, the Disney Vacation Clubs. Those are the ones that get you to buy like timeshares. You pay tens of thousands of dollars and you get points to use to buy your timeshares. Well, the Riviera is supposed to be their most, expansive, greatest one yet, and that's the one that's on the gondola, Skyliner line, and all this stuff, and they're making a big deal how, the Riviera. Well, after it opened, literally the night it opened, somebody was in a bed sleeping, and they had these Murphy beds that pulled out, and someone was in, they were, smaller ones, but they were in a Murphy bed, and the Murphy bed literally came off the wall and fell on top of them.
Yes. Because I'm not laughing at that happening. But
it's held in by 4 screws, and obviously 2 of them didn't hit the studs because they were still in the bed that fell off the wall. The screws pulled clear out. They were not anchored properly. I have people that work on houses and build things. I asked them, and they took one look at it and said, no, these are not anchored properly. So they were not anchored as they should have been, at least not screwed into the studs. As a result, they turned around and said people weren't allowed to sleep on them for a couple days until they inspected them and everything else. So fast forward to Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas.
At around midnight. A bunch of guests were told they weren't allowed to sleep in their beds because there is a possibility they could fall out. The problem is the Tower Studio rooms, which they're touting as this amazing thing. They have these special like a studio apartment. Tower Studios that literally sleep 2, and it's a tiny room. And you can have this luxury for like $370 to about $640 per night, depending on the season. At Christmas, we're talking probably higher end. They only have one bed in that room, and that is the pull-down bed, which they weren't allowed to sleep in.
So I see this. They forced them to relocate to a 1-bedroom villa.
Or they got air mattresses.
Or they got air mattresses.
Or they got the mattress pulled off and put on the floor and they can sleep on the floor.
So
for the room, they probably paid $600 a night for.
So Christmas Eve at Disney,
around midnight.
You're thinking, oh yeah, hey, Santa Claus is knocking at the door. No, it's Disney telling you you're gonna sleep on a freaking air mattress in their $600 a night luxury resort.
I mean, we're talking the night it opened, and the thing is, I understand. Like I said before, I've said this many times. I understand things happen. You have a whole hotel that's just built. There's going to be some problems. I mean, and they did shut it down. They did make sure everything was okay in both instances. But this is another case of where they're just rushing to get things open, and I don't think they're taking their time as much as they should. And I think a lot of it lately is because they've been touting these things, the Skyliner with the Riviera and Disney, and we have to get this open because of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. And I think they're just pushing to get things done quickly, to get that money turned around, to get things open in the time they said. And instead of us saying, okay, we're going to walk it back a couple months. No, we have to do it. Duct tape and popsicle sticks. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, those are the world's most expensive duct tape and popsicle sticks. I mean, we're talking, you could get, just go across town and you can stay at a wonderful resort for a hell of a lot less money than that and not have to sleep on an air mattress.
Right.
Just saying.
And this is the Riviera. If you're charging that much money per night, this stuff cannot happen. So especially when it's only open for like a couple weeks.
Could you imagine having the Disney Christmas trip from hell where you had to sleep on the floor and then you get stuck on the gondola all in the same week? And then
yes, people were really upset about this.
To top it all off, you go ride Rise of the Resistance,
which only opened on December 5th.
Only opened December 5th, and the animatronics are already breaking down. This is on top of the ride, breaking down often, people being evacuated from it. Now, if you can ride through it, it's impressive as hell.
I don't think they've been having the evacuations as much lately, but the animatronics from Kylo Ren are broken. And like they mentioned down below, again, this is WW News Today, they mentioned that you have to get to the park early. Like, you don't understand, to ride this ride, just showing up does not guarantee you get to ride it. Yeah. You have to get to the park when it opens, and then at a set time, they let the boarding passes begin, where you have to get through, beat everybody else, to have like a wild, ride to get yourself a boarding pass number, to even get a chance to even ride this. So you could be there the whole week and not get to ride it once if you're not fast enough. So people,
8,000 votes, 8,300 votes. Would you be okay? Yeah. Would you be okay getting to Hollywood Studios at 5:30 in the freaking morning, waiting hours for your boarding group only to see a ride with multiple animatronics not working?
They probably did this because when they reported on him not working, this one woman especially, who happens to work for the place that used to partner with us, anyway, was really giving them a hard time that you call this news. Why are you only putting negative things? Well, it turned out a rider wrote it and did not like that they waited all that time and it was broken, and they were upset about it. But here's what happened. So first, this is the second Kylo Ren in the attraction right here. And they have a plan B for this one. So what happened is he broke. So the plan B is these walls here open up, or there's walls here that open up, and there's a movie screen behind them. And they show Kylo Ren, he's in his, I think it's a TIE Interceptor or something. And they have a video that plays instead if he's down. Cool, they have a problem. They have a solution for the problem. However, this one also broke. And he's just standing there. Hux is still going. He's just standing there. But there doesn't appear to be a plan B for this one. So, don't play too much of it.
Yeah.
Hux is going. He's standing there. He just standing there. There's no plan B for this. You'd think they'd have it that, okay, so we can have Hux go without Kylo go without Hux in case one of them break. No plan B.
Could they have a hologram be like, oh, he's communicating with him in his spaceship because it broke down or something?
So right now, I don't think there is I don't think there is a B mode on this. I could be wrong, but no, there's no such B mode available. Right.
Yeah, if it's down, Kylo Ren simply slumps motionlessly despite riders hearing his dialogue.
So there is no B mode for this one. Now, in their recent attractions, especially the more complicated ones, you see them have usually a backup, the Shaman of Songs.
Yeah, we actually had within a first couple weeks, again, stuff breaks. The Shaman of Songs, which is the in Pandora, if you're not familiar with it, it's the Navi, the giant Navi animatronic. While she's very complicated, she does go down fairly often, but we actually had one of our reporters for the other blog go through, and they just have a screen with her on the screen, but at least they have a plan. It's not like Carousel of Progress where you go see it and, the dad's just kind of vibrating in the chair with a broken neck or something like that. But, Disney's usually, again, if they give themselves the time, They're usually pretty good at coming up with a B mode.
They usually do.
For these
That'll work.
But they don't have one because
So
rush it out.
People are upset because this only opened on December 5th, and they waited. They had to get there early to secure a spot, which just showing up at the door does not give you a spot. Even if you come early, you can come at 5:30, you can come at 6:30. Doesn't matter. They don't open that. They bring you all in, kind of leave you in on the street, and then you have to wait till 7 a.m. I think right now it's 7 a.m. And then it goes live for the boarding passes. You have to be actually physically there, and everybody in your group has to be physically there. And then you have to secure a boarding pass for you and your entire group at once to get yourself a spot, a time slot to ride this attraction. And a lot of people go in and they don't even get a spot. So to have it broken, that the animatronics already broken and it's only been a couple weeks is not good.
Yeah, but again, it's not an isolated incident. And people are like, why are you harping on Disney? I'm like, no, this is a pattern.
And it's only been like really recently.
It's only been the last couple of years. I think it's been since Bob Chapek took over. I think he's been a big part of it. But they're cutting corners.
They're pushing things through when they're not ready.
They're pushing stuff through. And this is all about getting money on the books. The reason they opened Galaxy's Edge before both attractions were ready is to get people into the park and get revenue on the books.
Maybe it's good they didn't because, at least you can still go ride the Falcon if this isn't working.
Well, that's true.
So, maybe it's the best they didn't have them both ready. I don't know. I don't think they could have handled it at this point.
But can you imagine spending $5,000 to $10,000 or more to go down to Disney for Christmas to check out Galaxy's Edge and check out this new hotel and check out the gondolas, and within a week, like, all this stuff happens, and it's crazy. It's like, look, Disney has problems. There have been problems with rides, even going back to when Disneyland opened. Women were getting their shoes stuck in the concrete because they hadn't dried yet.
Hadn't set yet.
But Disneyland cost like $1 to get in back then, and now it's thousands of dollars.
And you could spend all that money and go down there and not even get a turn to ride this once because you couldn't secure a boarding pass.
What if you didn't have, park hoppers, which let you go from park to park? You didn't have park hoppers and you just had a one-day ticket to Hollywood Studios, and that was your only chance you were going to get.
Right, because unless you go to Hollywood Studios every day and use up your ticket, you were going to get on it, you know? So, yeah.
Just saying.
You can't just go and get in line for this one. You have to have a boarding pass. I don't know how long it's going to last. Maybe it'll be better when Disneyland opens because people will go that way too.
Yeah.
But for now, in the foreseeable future, you don't get on unless you have a pass. So to have them, you wait all that time, you go to all that trouble, and then the animatronics are down and there's no backup. Is a little, and you're trying to tape it and show all your family like, oh my God, it's Star Wars, woohoo! And then that's what you see.
Kylo Ren's just kind of
jiggling
a little bit.
Oh, he's jiggling. He's just sitting there. Because normally he turns around and talks to you. Now he's just like, he don't even turn around to face you.
All right, so look, we're not, all bad news all the time. We'll talk about some stuff that's opening next year. And I'm going to be honest, with the way things are going at Disney right now, I can guarantee you there are going to be problems when these rides open too.
There better not be with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway because
a year late.
It's already a year late, right? So let's do that one first. Okay, coming on March 5th is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It is taking place of the Great Movie Ride at the Chinese Theater.
I am very salty about that. And I'll tell you why I'm salty about it. Because now we knew that they were going to close it down. We had cast members tell us.
Yeah.
We actually had cast members telling us, hey, they're going to shut the movie ride down.
And it was going to be this ride. We actually had images and stuff and all that before on the other blog that we were, kicked off of that we owned. Anyway.
Yeah, because this is actually a concept. This is a concept that they were talking about before they put the Great Movie Ride in. They actually were going to build a Mickey Mouse movie ride with a train, somewhat similar to this. But, Disney, when they shut this down and they shut Ellen's Energy Adventure down, they didn't give people nearly enough time to go ride them one more time. They're like, oh yeah, we're shutting it down like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right. It was like they announced it at D23 in July and it was shut down by August.
Yeah. Now we knew the end was near because we had cast members coming to us telling us this was in the plans, and we knew the end was near because when Disney stops fixing stuff on attractions.
In June.
Yeah, and they Tarzan wasn't swinging.
Right, there's a bunch of things that weren't being fixed. Broken. Yeah,
because it's dead to them at that point. They're just like, it's done.
Why throw good money after bad at that point?
But it's a bad look, and a lot of people were mad because they're like, we didn't get to ride it, but they're like, oh, okay, well, Mickey and Minnie's coming in about a year, and then it's a year late.
It is a year late. So they need to make sure this one's good because it's a year late. But basically what's going on is they're doing, one thing that's really cool about this, and I'm really excited about, is they're doing something called 2.5D, where basically it looks like 3D without wearing glasses. So I think that's pretty exciting and cool. So I have this article. We don't have to go through the whole thing, but it's talking about some fun facts about it coming. They're using the whistle on the train that was the original Steamboat Willie whistle.
I got to see that whistle in person.
Yeah, at the media event that we didn't have media for.
Yeah, I did. They actually had it. I imagine you brought it out and set it down and said, "This is the."
Speaking of being salty, I'm still salty about that. I worked my butt off for free, and I was supposed to go to media, and it was taken away from me.
Yeah, now the old
Which is
blog
why I
is
quit.
now the old blog is just copying and pasting other people's articles.
Yeah, it's straight up plagiarism, and a lot of times
Straight
doesn't
up
even
plagiarism.
credit the places it took it from. So, yeah, so here's some pictures of what's coming up for the new attraction. I'm really excited. It's gonna be like you're going on a picnic, and then Goofy shows up in a train, and the way the new cartoons feel to me seems like the old comic strips.
Yeah,
More so. Where Mickey was spunky and.
Yeah, I like the new cartoons. And having worked on Disney comics for years, I actually worked on a lot of the Floyd Gottfredson Disney collections, the Mickey Mouse collections. And yeah, Mickey in the old shorts and in the comics especially, he was very spunky. They really took his teeth out lately, and I like that they're kind of got that. Edgier, saltier Mickey.
It reminds me of that, and that's what they're going for with this. So that's coming on March 5th. They're also putting in like a Mickey Shorts Theater, which is nearby, which is going to be like, it's going to have one cartoon that's a new one. They're going to run it in there. Be a great place to take a nap or get out of the heat.
Wait, burst into a world where mouse rules apply. Is that America?
They're calling it Mouse Rules, but it's like cartoon. Yeah,
No,
Mouse Rules apply. That's Hollywood. That's
Hollywood.
That's Rotten Tomatoes. But this is all, like I said, this is on the blog, thepiratesandprincesses.net. This is my blog, so you can get Disney news here. And then the other thing that's coming as an attraction is Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
This one shouldn't have too many problems because it's been running in Paris for years.
Yeah, it should be about the same.
It should be about the same, but it's you get in the rat and you run around and it's...
They're all excited, like, oh, we got to see the vehicle. It's like the exact same vehicle from France. So it's like, oh boy, yay, ticker tick parade for that one.
Yeah.
But this is coming sometime summer in 2020.
I mean, I think it's a good addition. I'm just, again, my concern, and here's where it's a double-edged sword, because look, Disney went for years without having anything new. Mm-hmm. And now they're building so much new stuff that, one, they're closing stuff down faster than you can, like, look at what they're doing to Epcot. They got Epcot completely tore up. And,
as of the 5th of January, they're closing down Mouse Gears and stuff, and they're moving them over to the Innovations building next door. And they're doing some other stuff because they're going to remodel all that, and they just tore down Innovations and
Fountain Nations. Yeah.
Oh, Fountain Nations. Oh, I'm still heartbroken about that.
I can't believe they tore it down. Well, I can, but
Epcot's
I can't.
one giant demolition.
They're gonna ruin it, and then what we're hearing is gonna happen to Spaceship Earth. I'm sorry, I'm not excited about the new Epcot.
Well, they're claiming it's just overlays, but it's not gonna be.
It's not gonna be just overlays. They're gonna.
They're telling people to shut them up. But
they're adding Disney characters
and their argument is, well, kids of today. I'll tell you what, kids of today are my children, and my kids love Spaceship Earth, and they love living with the land. Both of which people would argue they're usually boring. My kids love them both. It's some of their favorite things.
They're gonna have Living with the Land with Groot.
Probably.
Here pretty soon.
I am Groot.
But you want to talk about problems? I think when they open the Guardians ride, because
that's gonna be fun.
That's a new ride system and
brand new cars too. These ones are actually they're independently moved or something. They can be moved like the way they want them to turn. So the whole vehicle turns. There's laser guns and stuff. It's gonna be really complicated.
This is my advice. You can take it or leave it. If you're gonna go to a theme park, unless you live close by, unless you live in Orlando, I would not plan an expensive vacation around a new attraction for the first couple of months because they're going to have problems.
And plus the line.
Yeah, the lines too. It's kind of the same with, I always tell people not to buy a brand new video game console until you find out if
they always have problems.
They always have problems. And then you find out the software's not that good. I've been burnt so many times buying a console on day one. But I would tell you the same thing with the rides. If you're going to drop, $5,000 or $10,000 to go on a vacation, I would wait about 3 to 6 months and make sure the bugs are worked out.
Right. Yeah. And they keep raising prices too. You might need that 3 to 6 months to
save
the extra
up
money. Other things that are coming in 2020, they're going to be opening some new restaurants. They're having Toy Story barbecue, Woody's barbecue, Roundup barbecue or something opening in the Toy Story Land area because they only have the quick service counter and it's not enough.
The Pop-Tarts are good.
Yeah. The creperie, they're calling it temporarily creperie, but it's going to be a table service and quick service restaurant in one, and that's going to open up in the New France expansion. We have Regal Eagle Barbecue. What is it with that barbecue? And it's opening up at American Adventure where Liberty Inn was. And we also have the Space 220 restaurant, and it's supposed to open up. People are thinking February. They think it's going to open around February.
Yeah, so that might be okay. But, again, the restaurants don't really drive people there. It's the rides, and the rides, especially the more advanced they get, the more problems they're likely to have.
I'm excited about Tron.
I am excited about Tron. Well, see, that's another one. They already have it,
one.
so they might be able to troubleshoot that.
Ratatouille and Tron should be okay.
Yeah, I think it's when they have these new ride systems. Yeah. Like I said, I think
Guardians is going to be... Yeah, let's hope. Please, Disney, for the love of God, you don't have a set date. Do not rush Guardians of the Galaxy. Make sure you have it done right, because I don't think people are going to want to get all excited, go the whole way there, make a whole trip there, and then they can't even ride it, or if they do ride it, half it's broken.
Spontaneously combust.
So please take your time, make sure it's done right and done well. Make sure everybody's working together and the different teams know not to put things in upside down and all that kind of garbage.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Well, I don't know. Maybe they've gotten enough black eyes this year on the park side of things that they'll maybe take a step back and be like, you're shaking your head no.
No, I'm just like, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just like shaking my head that this year has been.
You're shaking your head just like Kylo Ren.
Just kind of, yeah,
jiggling.
Like,
Commence and jiggling.
I'm just like
It's like it was the best of times, it was the worst
pretty much.
of times.
That's kind of how it is. And, I'm really excited about some of the new things coming. And I do want to still try some of the stuff that's out there that just came out, like Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah, we haven't been down there in a few months. We're gonna
be down there soon, many times next year.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be down there next month.
To stop us.
Yeah, we'll be back. We always go back.
Yeah, we're going to be going down again for the blog. Yeah. And some people thought they were going to stop us and didn't happen. So here we go.
There will be no one to stop us this time.
Exactly. So good
Except Disney, who blocks us from entering the park.
I don't think they will.
It's the clownfish, people.
I don't think they will. But so if you want Disney news that is consumer based, and I try to be more honest, make sure you check out piratesandprincesses.net. And we're not sponsored by an agency or anything like that would try to twist our arm to make us shill. You can follow us piratesprincesses.net. Go there. You can get it, follow it. We have a podcast that we do.
Yeah, we do have a podcast.
We haven't done for a couple weeks.
Yeah, we haven't done it in a couple weeks, but that's actually how everything got started with us years ago. If you're wondering about the sordid story of what happened with the other blog, there is a podcast episode.
It tells you all of it.
It spills everything out there. I'll put a link to that in the description.
You can follow on Twitter, on Facebook. We're going to have YouTube coming up soon. I'm going to be working on that. So,
yeah, we're going to...
King's helping me. So, anyway, we are going to wrap this up because we went really long this time.
We did. I want this Millennium Falcon
I do too. You know how much that Millennium Falcon bounce house is?
How much?
$9,495. Not counting the $600 and some for shipping. And if you live in California, there's also almost $1,000 in tax.
Okay, I don't want it that much.
But it's as big as a house.
Oh, but that's pretty cool. Oh my God, you know what they'll do? Rise of the Resistance will break down and they'll just throw up a bounce house in the middle of Galaxy's Edge.
I don't think they'll do that.
Well,
bounce houses are really unsafe.
Well, apparently so are some of the rides. But but no, they've done dumb stuff like that. Like when Pirates was down, they had shuffleboard.
They did. No, it was beanbag toss.
Cornhole.
Yeah,
cornhole.
They had cornhole.
So that replaces Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates is down because they're, taking out the problematic scene of the redhead. We have to take the wench auction out.
Come on, you guys all out there know you once the redhead. The real redhead, the opinionated one.
There we go. Geeky. Yeah, we want Geeky. But yeah, they put cornhole up. I'm like, that doesn't replace Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
You're better off just having like a meet and greet or something.
I don't know. I think they put it there in case people came and they were bored. And they wanted to do. I thought that the cast members would stand there like holding beanbags. They did not look happy. They're like, what did it go? What went wrong in my life?
I just spent $5,000, $10,000 to go to Disney World, and I'm gonna go play cornhole in front of Pirates of the Caribbean, which is now closed.
Well, before we wrap this up, I have one more thing I want to tell you guys. So you know how we talked about Galaxy's Edge and how they promised all this immersion and they're going to have all this stuff like droids running around and everything else? Well, on both parks now, they're running R2-D2 all around the Falcon now. I don't know if someone's in the some place with a remote control, but they're running R2-D2 all around to make it more immersive now because people have been complaining about it. And it's not BB-8, it's R2.
The local comic event, Steel City Con, has more Star Wars immersion than Galaxy's Edge.
They have some better costumes than some of the Star Wars ones too. The park.
Oh yeah, they have all kinds of crazy Star Wars costumes there. They have droids. They've had droids there for years.
R2.
Steampunk R2.
If you're listening and you have the Steampunk R2, I really like it.
Yeah.
But they're running R2 around. It might be because R2 is a little more stable than a BB-8 robot would be. I mean, it could be easier for a kid to smash the crap out of a BB-8 than an R2.
It's because BB-8's mom did drugs. R2's more stable.
What?
I don't know. That just popped in my head.
Okay.
Don't listen to me.
I don't.
All right. So, are we gonna wrap this one up?
Yes.
Okay. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Occasional daily doses of dismal Disney. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.